Which is better, watching movies or going to plays? With this movie, you don't have to choose. It's one of the best plays on film ever. It's Vanya on 42nd Street, coming up next. Vanya on 42nd Street stars Wallace Shawn, Julienne Moore, Larry Pine, and I should just go on and name the entire cast because they all are amazing in this. Almost the entire movie is a dress rehearsal of Anton Chekhov's great play, Uncle Vanya. This production is written by David Mamet, and the language of the play, as you might imagine, is exquisite. So good, in fact, that this is one of the rare movies where I actually felt smarter after watching it, and my brain was speaking and working in the cadence of the language of the play long after I watched this movie. The movie begins in the streets of New York City. The actors are walking to the theater building, and they enter the theater building and then begin the play. It's a very seamless, almost elusive start to the play where it just begins without warning. And you don't even really notice the slip between small talk in a theater in New York City and then the play beginning.
Do what you've been doing, just get it with a full,
Drink?
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want it.
Little vodka?
This is part of the masterful way that this play deals with the question of what is reality, what is illusion, and how does the theater work on us to create the illusion that the play is a world in and of itself. Now, Uncle Vanya needs no introduction. You should just go read all of Chekhov. He is one of the greatest writers ever, in my opinion. The play is set in late 19th century Russia. It's about a man named Vanya who tends an estate owned by a professor. The professor has long been absent from the estate, and Vanya is very jealous of the professor's position in life. Vanya believes himself to be the equal of or greater than the professor intellectually. Professor had married Vanya's sister as his first wife, but he's taken a second wife whom Vanya has taken a liking to. As well, there's a doctor near the estate who visits the estate named Arpov, who also likes the professor's second wife. So the play really has a love quadrangle. It has questions of absentee owner versus a steward who tends the estate, and who really owns a piece of property when the owner is absentee, but someone is working hard laboring on that estate.
I've managed the estate for 25 years. For 25 years, I have worked. I have sent you the money. And during all that time, not once have you thought to think about the man who worked for you. Not once.
Also in the play is Vanya's niece, Sonia. She really likes Arpov a lot, but her problem is she's plain looking. The play is about so many things, but one thing it certainly is about is want and desire, having but not being able to have. The petty envies and jealousies of us all, and the question of unfulfilled desire on the part of, well, just about everybody in the play. And then finally the question of what is a meaningful or purposeful life, and then wasting one's life. It's Vanya's common complaint that he has wasted his life on this estate.
What should I tell you?
Something new.
Something new. What's new? Nothing's new. Everything's old. Nothing's changed. I'm the same. Probably a little bit worse because I've grown lazy. Complain all day. What's new?
Now, I'm not able to judge whether this particular production or interpretation of the Chekhov play is any good or not. I can tell you the movie is fantastically well acted. I was deeply moved by the play in and of itself. This movie you can watch on many different levels. One, you can just enjoy it for the Chekhov play Uncle Vanya. But two, you can ask yourself, okay, how is Louis Malle filming this and making this play come alive on film? There's another level to this, though, which is that the play is put on stage in a dilapidated theater. The theater in New York City that's really just falling apart. And the play, while there's almost no props, there are no costumes, there are no sets, the actors are just running through it as if it's a dress rehearsal. And they create the world of the play just through movement, stage direction, and the way they say their lines. Well, the question this movie asks is, what is theater? What makes a theater work? What are the bare bones, essential things that a theater needs? And I think this movie very strongly makes the case that all you really need are people, lines in a script, and stage direction. Because this play, as I said many times, is just wonderful. I found myself slipping into the world of the play, believing that the play was actually happening, believing that I was a spectator watching an actual world unfold. Part of that is Chekhov, part of that is David Mamet, part of that's the way the actors act, part of that's the way that Louis Malle directs. And the play will have you looking at the set, looking at the theater, going, well, this theater's falling apart. This is a constructed play. It's not real. But then slipping into the world of the play. And I kept saying to myself occasionally, oh, look, this is actually a play. It's not actually a thing happening with the actors talking to each other as characters.
Okay. The next act is, it's a couple of weeks later. It's in the dining room, and it's very late at night. To follow me.
The play had me reflecting on how and why I suspend disbelief when I'm watching either a movie or a play or any kind of artwork. It made me question the way I'm very easily hypnotized by movies, plays, and other art. Hypnotized into thinking that what I'm seeing is real and true. Beyond that, there's another level to this movie, which is that clearly the movie is a commentary on theater in the New York City world. Movie begins on the streets of New York City with pornography houses everywhere. The actors pass by huge theaters showing pornography. They go into this theater, it's falling apart. They only have about 3 or 4 observers, people there to watch the play. And at one time the movie seems to be saying, you know, the world of theater, of excellent theater, is really falling apart, fragmenting, being destroyed. On the other hand, you watch this play and you see, well, these actors, they don't need anything or anybody except themselves and the lines of the play in order to put on theater. So theater is well and alive in New York City as well as falling apart and crumbling. Thus, I think this movie will make just about anybody happy. If you're just interested in the play, great. If you're interested in the way this play is filmed, great. If you're interested in thinking about how this movie is talking about its historical and cultural context while using the play Uncle Vanya to get at some of the main themes of the modern world, well, go ahead and do that. And everything is done well, and everything is done precisely in this. I usually don't comment on actors and actresses because, you know, they're supposed to do a great job. But Julienne Moore is amazing in this. Wallace Shawn is amazing in this. Larry Pine. I mean, every single person. I should just name them all. Thank you for making this movie. And when it all comes down to it, you know, people love Shakespeare. People love Moliere. People love Euripides and the great ancient Greek tragedians. And I think that Chekhov is among the great names ever to write plays, and this movie shows that because, you know what, Chekhov's plays, they really are active in our lives today. We can understand the plights of all the characters. Even though this play is set in the late 19th century, they seem real and alive today. We understand their motives, desires, and complexities, and so I think that's what makes this movie great. And it shows how you can film a play and make it really, really interesting. As long as you can follow the play, and you might want to read it beforehand, I highly recommend this movie. Have you seen this movie? What do you think of it? And please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate you supporting what we're doing here. Thank you and have a great day.